Recording in progress.
Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Please check your audio and video settings, please. Yesterday we have seen how to change the port number of config server, guys. Yesterday we have seen how to change the port number of config server with the support of bootstrap.properties. Simply with the support of bootstrap.properties. Got it? Deepak Kumar, Eureka server is just there to publish MS. Is nowhere related to config server. So without Eureka server also, see, Eureka server comes into picture, publish MS to maintain load balance on MS. When you are not enjoying that load balance piece, you can run the MS directly. You can run the MS directly. Understanding my statement? Okay. Sorry, Deepak Kumar, I cannot read your lengthy paragraphs, boss. Yeah. Right. No, that is not a whatever we are giving here. Whatever we are giving here in other places, this one is a shortcut. Is a shortcut, boss. Is a shortcut of lengthy URL. Okay. The shortcuts will be like this only, boss. Okay. Is a shortcut of lengthy URL saying that continue with the default settings. Saying that continue with the default settings. Okay. 715 Cloud MS. Where is this? More on cloud config server. I think everyone understood how the bootstrap.properties is working. Super. Okay. Then bootstrap.properties is working to change the config server port number, boss. Yeah, what is the next one? How can we connect it to config server from MS app if config server is not running on default port number? How can we do this work without bootstrap.properties? How can we do this work without bootstrap.properties? Possible by adding following entries in application.properties file of MS project. reflecting the changed port number or URI of config server. Reflecting the changed port number, URI of config server. You can listen, guys. Spring.config.import. Earlier we used to write up to config server colon, but you have to give complete URL. You have to give complete URL with a changed port number. If you give up to server, it will work with default URL. But if you write changed URL, it will start using the changed URL. This can be done without having bootstrap.properties and other stuff. But previous project, we have seriously taken bootstrap now, boss. We have taken seriously bootstrap right now, boss. Okay. 666. Copy. Let me show the change of port number without taking any bootstrap setup, boss. Without taking any bootstrap setup. Copy, paste. 7. 7. 7. 7. Close process. Yeah, let it be, guys. Eureka server as it is, leave it. Next, config server as it is. But for our better confidence, what I do is application.properties 81 part. Super, perfect. Come to EMP service, guys. Open pom.xml, guys. Here, bootstrap.entry, bootstrap jar is there, na? Remove that, boss. Removed. Next, come to this place, guys. Bootstrap.properties is there. Remove that, guys. Remove. Here is my application.properties, boss. Here, what is there? Optional or config server, http/localhost. What is this? 8812. 8812, guys. EMP service. Super. Here also, what is there? Save it. Here is my application.properties. http://localhost 8812. Config server, EMP server, Eureka server, student service. Cool guys, got it? Super. Here is my Eureka server. Right click, run as Java application. Right click, run as Java application. After that, what next? Config server. Where is config server, guys? Yeah, 07 config server. Right. Run as Java application. Run as Java server. What's the port number? 118812. Cool, guys. Yeah, here is my student service bus. Here is my student service bus. Right click, run on Java application. Super. Here is employee service, my dear. Run as Java. No more, no exceptions, nothing. Open the browser, guys. Then, here is what? http:// tell me what's the port number? What's the port number of Eureka server? 8761. Done. Okay. 9900. Cool. Here, what's the port number, guys? Please, can you be active, boss? What is the port number? 9900. What is there? /EMP/show. System Tiger. /EMP/show. System Tiger. Got it, my dear? Everyone understanding my statement? Here is the system, here is the tiger. Okay, same thing. 9901 stud. So, did I use any bootstrap.properties, guys? Did I use any bootstrap.properties? Without using bootstrap.property, we are able to do some same thing, na boss? Super. Note, here we no need of adding bootstrap.properties and adding Spring Cloud Starter bootstrap dependency. There is no need of adding bootstrap.properties, boss. There is no need of adding bootstrap.properties and adding Spring Cloud Starter bootstrap dependency. Super. Yeah, if in MS project, if we specify two different URIs with the two different port numbers of config server, using both application.properties and bootstrap.property, then which will be taken? Both URIs will be taken, but Application.property file supplied URI will override the URI of bootstrap.properties. Will override because tell me. First of all, what will be executed when MS project is running, boss? When MS project is running on what file will execute? Bootstrap.properties. So those entries will be overridden by what? Application.properties or not? Everyone getting my point? Site is a config server running on any current computer, then we use a local host. If config server is running on different machine, then that machine host name and port number you have to. Super. But config server is also one Spring Boot project, my boss. Okay. Yeah. Tell me what is there. Both URIs will be taken, but the application.property file supplied URI will override the URI of bootstrap.properties file. Super, guys. Go back to the previous setup once. Let's comment this one. Let's comment this one. Close it, guys. Come to sixth setup where we have open the projects. Open the projects. Here is my application.properties. Double 9900 EMP service, Eureka. Here, what is this? Listen, guys. Listen. Here, I would like to give GitLab URL, boss. I think here we can give GitLab URL. Config server. If MS project, if you specify two different URIs with two different port numbers of config server, using both application.properties and bootstrap.properties, which will be taken. Okay. Application.property file 1 will execute. Right. So port numbers we have to play with. Oh. Okay. Now let's see, guys. HTTP colon localhost. HTTP colon localhost. Tell me, what is there? Double 8811. Here, no space. Double 8811. Okay, here I will give 8812. I will take. Okay. Yeah. In bootstrap.properties, what is there, guys? 8811. In bootstrap.properties, what is there? 8811. Okay, cool. Next, go to student service also. Go to student service. Here is my application.properties. Okay, here what is there? HTTP localhost 8812. Same thing, boss. Here I am writing the same port number. Here I am writing the same port number. Cool, guys. Super cool. Now, in bootstrap.properties, as usual, it is running on 8888. Okay. Yeah. Connected or not connected? That's a question. I will run. Eureka server is running on which port number, guys? Check it out, everyone. Not Eureka server, sorry. Config server. Config server is running on which port number? This. Double 8811, boss. Server dot port 8811. Super. Now focus, guys. Now focus. How to deal with this? Here is my Eureka server, guys. com.nt, right click, run on Java application. Eureka server anyhow running on 8761 port number. Right. Config server is running on which port number, boss? Right click, run on Java application. Double 8811. Now you run the MS project one. Right click, run on Java application. Right click, run on Java application. Have a look on this, guys. EMP service application. EMP service application, guys. Okay, this one. Now go to student service, boss. Right click, run on Java. Come to this Eureka server, boss. Cool. Come to this Eureka server. Click on it. Here, what is there? /emp/show. /emp/show. Oh, sorry. What is happening, guys? Why it is not taking the things? It is still taking application.properties only. It is still taking application.properties. What's the port number I mentioned? What is the property file I mentioned, guys? 8812. In bootstrap.properties, what I mentioned? 8811. Okay, fine. Then in Eureka, okay, config server running on which port number? 8811. So it is collecting output from there. It's collecting from there. But 1 minute. We'll check in a reverse order. We'll check in. Stop all of them. Stop all of them, guys. Okay. So now I'll make sure that it running on what is there? 8812. I'll make sure that it is running on 8812. So in our style, we run this one, guys, as usually. Right click, run as Java application. You guys, look at the com.nt, right click, run on Java application, config server. Big server, guys. Next, EMP service here, right? I will try to run one service, guys. There is no need of running both services because both are taken for a testing purpose only. No? Done. Okay. Now come to Eureka server. Only one service. Cool. Here what is there? /emp/show. /emp/show. Observe very carefully, guys. Still we are getting system tiger. Still we are getting system tiger. Did you notice it? What is my answer? Both URIs will be taken. Both URIs will be taken. Okay. Both URIs will be taken. What's the meaning of that, guys? Both URIs will be taken. That means we can specify the config server port number either through, what is there, guys? Either through bootstrap.properties or through, this is the better answer, or through application.properties. Either through bootstrap.properties or through application.properties. Can I give an assignment, guys? You do your R&D and let me know how to change Eureka server default port number. How to change and configure Eureka server default port. It's not Eureka. Whatever we have done for that one is config server, right? I'm talking about Eureka servers. Ravanti madam, can you be active in the classroom? How to change and configure the Eureka server default port number. Eureka server default port number is what, guys? 8761, right? And I want to change it. I want to change it to another port number. So far, what we have experimented is what? Config server port number. Come on. What I'm asking is what? Eureka server. At least connected or not connected? Please respond in the chat box, everyone. Okay, let it be, boss. Yeah. Okay, guys. Right. It is working with @refresh scope annotation, boss. Working with @refresh scope annotation is one discussion. It is also extension discussion of config server. Everyone listen carefully. This is very interesting issue. This is very interesting issue. Other day I asked one thing to notice and experiment. When MS project is running, if I modify the content of GitLab account application.properties, does it reflect to MS project or not? I think, did I ask that question other day? Did I ask that question the other day? Array, through config server, we are getting common properties from where, guys? GitLab account or native config file, which is there in your current computer. In the middle, when MS project is running, I modified the content of GitLab account. Those modifications will reflect to those modifications. Does it they reflect to currently running MS project or not? Tell me any guesses? Any guesses? Hari, in the previous question, it will collect the URL from whatever the URL that is rightly there to connect it to config server. First, we'll attempt with what? Bootstrap.property. If it is not connecting, it will attempt through application.property. It will take the correct URL, whatever. Both URLs will be taken. Is that clear? No. And you come back. What is the experiment we thought of doing? When config server is running, when MS projects are running, if I modify common property values in the GitLab account, does they reflect to MS project or not? Does they reflect to MS project or not? Does they reflect to MS project or not? Everyone getting my point? Super, guys. Here is my Eureka server, guys. Right. Run as a Java application. Wait, wait. Yeah, Eureka server. Here config server pointing to GitLab, right? Here is the config server pointing to GitLab. Java application. Here is EMP service, guys. Java application. Here is my student service. Java application. You check the Eureka server. Yeah, two services are there. Cool, guys. Here is what? EMP show. Same output, but this time it is coming from GitLab. This time it is coming from GitLab. At least agree with me. Okay. This time the output is coming from GitLab. Super. Now tell me what is the story here? Tell me what is the story here. HTTP here, localhost, HTTP here, localhost. What is the port number we are having, boss? What is the port number we are having? 8761. No. I think what is need of this? Already we did it. System Tiger. Okay. Go to GitLab, boss. Go to GitLab. www.gitlab.com. www.gitlab.com. Okay, we are there in this. What is the project, guys? What is the right now? What is the current project? What is the current project, guys? What is the current project we created other day? CS project 11. Am I right? CS project 11. Anyone can help me? Let's open the MS project URL, then you will get idea. Application.properties. This is to run on config server. I think in config server, those entries will be there. Link with URL will be there in the config server, right? Application.properties. CS pros 11. CS pros 11, right, boss? This is our CS pros 1. Here is my application.properties. Okay. Edit, boss. Edit. In the place of tiger, cheetah. In the place of tiger, cheetah. Okay, then how to save this one, guys? How to save? Oh, no save option. How come? Not able to see the down. Okay, now nice. Commit dot. Commit changes. Commit changes, guys. No, not happening. So, not happening. So, yes. Say refresh. Does it coming here? Does it coming here, boss? Not coming, right? Okay. You restart the config server. You stop and restart the config server. Config server it is stopped. Now again I am running the config server. Again I am running the config server. Again I am running the config server. Say refresh. Still not coming. Still not coming. Did you notice it? Did you notice it? You restart the MS project. You restart the MS project, guys. You restart the MS project. EMP service, stop it. EMP service, start it. Right click, run on Java application. Restart the MS project. Now Cheetah is coming now, but listen carefully. Is it real? It is really possible to restart the MS project every time? Is it really possible to restart the MS project in real practices? Restart the MS project every time? I want reply, boss. It will impact the business or not? Array, MS means RESTful application. RESTful means distributed services. Babu. Distribute application services, right? Is it really possible to do that? Yes or no? Na? Okay. So then how to overcome this problem? Then we have to enable refresh scope, guys. We have to enable refresh scope. I'll talk much about actuators. Actually, refresh scope is one concept of Spring Boot actuators, boss, which is going to be our next topic. Okay, which is going to be our next topic. I will talk more on actuator in the next topic. Today, I'm going to use one actuator called refresh scope. Refresh scope. So now you try to understand the problem statement first. The modifications in GitLab, GitHub external config file content will reflect to all microservice only when we restart the config server and all MS. But restarting config server every time for each modification done in external configuration is not recommended process. Config server and all MS. Every time for each modification done in external configuration is not a recommended process. Come on, guys. To overcome that problem, we can use a refresh scope with the support of Spring Boot actuators. Ready-made endpoints, ready-made microservices given by Spring Boot. Actuators means they are ready-made microservices. They are already well-developed microservices, boss. Spring Boot actuators means they are ready-made one. They are already well-developed predefined microservices. Come on. Ready-made endpoints. That means ready-made RESTful services. Every Spring Boot actuator will perform certain activity. Will definitely perform certain activity or task, boss. Super. Tell me here. Procedure to work. Spring Boot actuator dependency. Add Spring Boot actuator dependency to MS project. We need to add. No, DevTools is not going to work out. DevTools will recognize the changes in the code. Na? Are we doing any changes in MS project, Mr. Deepak Kumar? Are we doing any changes in the code of MS project? No. Then how does DevTools will support this? Changes happened in external config file of GitLab, right? Yeah, nothing is there, guys. Add Spring Boot actual dependency to MS project, EMP REST MS project, where config client is there. And MS projects are config client, na config server clients, right? Okay, you have to add it actuator. You have to add actuator. Okay, there that is a ready-made starter, Babu. That's a ready-made starter. Okay, config EMP service. Okay, let me stop everything first. Let me stop everything first here. Right click on it, boss. Spring, guys. Add starters, guys. Add starters, guys. Spring, guys. Add starters, guys. Tell me what is there, boss? Actuators. Spring Boot actuators. Super. Here we have to select form.xml. The change should reflect to pom.x. First job is done, Rababu. Then next, activate ready-made actuator refresh in our MS project. Listen, guys. If you add the jar, all actuators will be activated, but you have to tell which actuator you want to use. You want to use all actuators or specific actuator? Now listen, guys. Management dot endpoints dot web dot exposure dot include is equal to star. Add all actuator star or only refresh actuator. If you mention refresh, only refresh actuator will be activated. If you mention star, all actuators will be met. What are the other actuators we are having? Metrics is there, health is there, thread pool is there, okay? Process pool is there. So we have a lot of actuators, guys. Every actuator is one ready-made MS, which are very useful to add non-functional features on the project. Non-functional features on the project, which will be very good in the maintenance mode of the project. How much memory it is using, how much thread data it is using, how much thread content it is using. Lot of actuators are there. If you want to activate all actuators, star. Or only refresh actuator, in the place of star, you write refresh. In the place of star, you write refresh. If you add jar, that is not enough. You have to mention this MS project, not only MS services, current services developed by programmer. So ready-made actuator, ready-made services also should be included in this MS project. Ready-made also should be included using this MS project. Super, guys. In both MS projects, we have to do that work. Right, guys. Where is this? Application dot properties. Okay. Include either all or specific actuate, specific refresh actuate. Management dot endpoint dot endpoints dot web dot exposure dot include. Exposure dot include is star. Management dot endpoints dot okay, exposure dot this one. Array, using these actuators, you can get the object dump also. How many objects are created? How many spring beans are created? Array, we can do all non-functional features, Babu. Memory analyzation we can get. I will launch these actuators more exclusively. Don't excite. First, listen this concept first. Just a refresh actuator is there to get the updated content from negative config file or external config file to MS projects through config server. Through config server. Got it? Okay, boss. Done. Place @refresh scope on the top of the REST controller project. @refresh code. Okay. Take this one, guys. Copy this. We are supposed to place in what place? Student service also. Application dot properties. Here is the story. Say paste. Done, guys. Super. Student operations controller. @refresh scope. @refresh scopes. Next. Employee operations controller. Here is what? at the rate refresh scope, at the rate refresh scope. Acha, in student we forgot to add starter na. I agree that. Add starter. What is the one we should add, guys? Actuators. Select to pom.xml finish. Select to pom.xml finish, guys. Student operation controller refresh code. See, guys, convenience annotation to put a at the rate bean definition in refresh code. Beans annotated this way can be refreshed at runtime, and any components that are using them will get a new instance on the next method call, fully initialized and injected with the dependencies. Very, very interesting, guys. This part is very, very important. Beans annotated this way can be refreshed at runtime, and any components that are using them will get a new instance on the next method call. So whenever I give request, a method of REST controller will execute. Earlier, what happened? Old object only executed. That's why no changes. But this time, what happened? New object will be created. When new object is created, new values will be bound or not. Think logically, boss. When new object is created, new values will be bound or not. Come on, guys, making sense or not? Making sense or not? Making sense or not? Without at the rate refresh, if we give 10 requests to REST controller, single object of REST controller will be used across the multiple requests. By using at the rate refresh scope, if we give 10 requests to REST controller also spring bean with a refresh scope. So what happened? Every request for every method calls, new object of REST controller is created. On next method call, fully initialized and injected with all dependencies. This is very, very interesting point or not, boss? So it is removing your burden, Ra Babu. Get the rate of refresh score. But it is not creating for every bean, na boss. It is creating only for certain requirement. If certain requirement is there, then only it is creating. Start Eureka server, config server, and MS in regular fashion. Okay, let's start all the things, guys. com.nt. Oh, first not config. Hey, no problem. Order is not so problem. com.nt, this one. Java application. We are ready with Eureka server. Let me be ready with this one. Java application, guys. Let me be ready with, where is that? Let me be ready with this. Service. Let me be ready with student service. People are saying, sir, every time new object means performance issue, na sir. Array, old objects will be destroyed, na. New objects are created, fine, but old objects will be destroyed. Yes or no, na? And moreover, we are not going to put on every controller, na. We are going to put on only those controller where continuous changes should be reflected, right? Where the continuous changes should be reflected. I don't think it's a serious issue to consider. I don't think it's a serious issue to worry about. Refresh, guys. Done, boss. Cheetah has come. But right now, that is not our criteria. When changes are done, listen. Let me do the changes. Let me do the changes. Where, guys? GitLab. Let me get into GitLab account and let me do the changes. Yeah, we are here. Click on edit, guys. Cheetah is gone. Let me put the lion. L-O-I-N. Please go down. Say commit changes. Please go down and commit changes. See, refresh. Coming up. Coming up. Sir, refresh scope is also not working. No. That's not an issue. See, guys. EMP show. Not coming. Modify. Editor commit all this stuff. Test the target MS URL. Modification does not reflect surprisingly. Array line spell mistake. Avir P. I think first time you are asking question and you asked invalid question. Am I seriously using line somewhere to worry about spell mistake? Mr. Avir. Okay, guys. Let the spell mistake there. What's your problem? See, guys, modification does not reflect surprisingly. Why, sir? Please remember one thing, guys. We have to. Oh, no, sir. Sumit MCA, I think you are sleeping nowadays in the classroom. Refresh scope is there in student, is also there in employee. Please, Sumit, can you focus? It is there in both microservices. Okay, everyone, please come back. Array, listen. Why it is not coming, at the rate refresh annotation will work only after activating a refresh actuator, a refresh Spring Boot actuator. Only after giving request to refresh Spring Boot actuator. What is refresh Spring Boot actuator, guys? Is a ready-made microservice. So we should give request to that one. Nah? We should give request to that one. Yeah. After adding a refresh Spring Boot actuator to your project, and if you give request to refresh Spring Boot actuator to your project, come on, guys. Then it will make IOC container to create a new instance for the Spring Bean where at the rate refresh scope annotation is applied. Where at the rate refresh scope annotation is applied. Getting my point, guys? Come on. Yeah. Gather endpoint details of refresh Spring Boot actuator and give post mode request. Somehow, listen. Somehow it is expecting post mode request. Give post mode request to it using Postman tool. Can I give refresh actuator URL is this one, boss. Actuator / refresh. So far by default that only coming, Babu. So far by default that only coming when I try to launch what? My MS through Eureka server. This is what we are getting so far. But problem is it is expecting which mode request, boss? That actuator is designed. Every Spring Boot actuator is a ready-made microservice. In that microservice, having path refresh, having path actuator slash refresh. Which mode request it is expecting? The handler method is expecting which mode method? Post mode. Can I give post mode request directly from the browser by typing URL in the browser address bar? By typing URL in the browser address bar, can I give post mode request? No. From browser, if I want to give post mode request, from browser, if I want to give post mode request, it should be what, guys? Form page. Right now, am I ready to take a form page? No. So then how to give post mode request? Then how to give post mode request? Tell me. Or I can give that post mode request from Postman tool or not? From Postman tool or not? Super. Let's go for Postman tool, guys. Where is this Postman? Postman tool, guys. Okay. Plus, guys. What is the plus? What is the refresh scope? Refresh scope. सामने wrap up. Add request was. Add request was. Post. Add request was. Okay. Copy this. Paste it. Copy this. Paste it. Here what is there? 9900 actuators. 9900. And what is the URL, guys? Actuator slash refresh. Actuator slash refresh. Actuator slash refresh. Which mode request? Post mode request. Post is compulsory, boss. Done. Yeah, listen, DB pass. It is noticing modification is there in DB pass. It is noticing modification is there in DB password. DB password version. Whatever property modified, only that is coming. After that, you come back to original one and say refresh. Came or not came? Come back to original one and say this one. One more time, guys. Modified. Okay, go to GitLab account. GitLab. Go to GitLab account. Edit. So directly it won't reflect, boss. We have to do something. Line cheetah is over. What is next one, boss? Nowadays, new breed is created. Liger. New breed is created. Liger by film directors. Say commit. Say commit. Directly it will reflect the. Directly it will reflect the. No. Come on. Come here. Go and see the set. It noticed modification is done in what? DB password. Come back, say refresh. Liger has come now, boss. Liger has come now, boss. Come on. Deepak Kumar, please Ra Babu, please, you are going in a wrong track. I am not giving request to. I am not doing request to. My microservice, I am giving request to. Actuator microservice that demands post mode request. Clear, my dear? Mr. Suchitra Sukla. While giving request to my method get mode only. My services get mode only. That's why I'm able to give from browser, right? I'm able to give from browser. But my microservice is added with what? Actuator. Actuators means what? Ready-made microservices, right, boss? In that one, refresh microservice, refresh actuator related microservice is expecting post mode request to get the things done. That's why we have opened Postman and doing this. ABC, post is important. Post is very, very important. Okay. Super guys. Then this one. Test this MS using regular URL. Okay, we'll reflect. See diagrammatic representation, how does it works? Number A, what is there? I have given request from Postman, guys. How the things happening, I'm telling. I have given request to Postman. Tell me, guys, in our MS projects, Spring Boot actuator is there, na? That take in the request. Understanding? That take in the request. I want repress. Okay, that will go to config server. That will gather modified values. Config server gives back to refresh actuator. Refresh actuator gives back to whom? Gives a confirmation message to Postman tool. Are you understanding my statement? Now, everyone please remember. Now refresh actuator is activated and it is having modified data. It is having modified data, boss. In student also it will reflect, Bob. I have not tested, that's it. Okay. In student also it will reflect. Only the thing is for student also you have to give post mode request. You directly give request. You directly give 901 start to show. Enter key. Cheetah only there. Why cheetah only there? Because I have still not given refresh mode request to student. So here what should I do? For student service also I have to give request to refresh actuator once. Given for student also I have given. Now come here. Here also Liger came now. For every microservice separately you have to give request to refresh actuator. Then only changes will reflect. Right now, boss? Okay, let it be. Now tell me what is happening. Flow of execution. Once again, see this one. From Postman tool, I have given request. Refresh actuator, which is added to microservices, taken the request. That has sent the request to config server. Gone to GitLab. Read the fresh data. Okay, refresh actuator is holding the fresh data and sending confirmation message. Refresh actuator is used. Sending the fresh message, refresh actuator is used. Got it, guys? Sending the fresh message, refresh actuator is used. Understanding my statement? Super, boss. Now, that is FG. I am now giving request to MS. Now tell me what happens, boss. Now tell me what happens. New instance for this controller will be created. When this new instance is created, come on. It will try to perform injections, everything freshly. Come on, my dear. Everything freshly. At that time, from refresh actuator, it will get the updated values. It will get the updated values. Are you listening my statement, boss? Super. Those updated values will come back to this place. Those updated values will come back to this place. Are you listening my statement, guys? Are you understanding my statement? Okay. Reflects by creating new object. Reflects by creating new object. Reflects by creating new objects. Reflects by creating new object. For a country. Okay, that is era Babu. When I see G, when I give G, new changes are taken. H, they reflect. Line comes. I hope you enjoyed at the rate refresh scope use case, guys. At the rate refresh scope use case. Satya, if you listen, completely listen. Otherwise, leave it, please. I said native config file is used in dev and test mode. GitLab is used in all the four modes. Is it my statement or not? Is it not our statement? Right now I'm doing modifications where, guys? GitLab. Is it not used in production environment? That's a study, boss. Don't just throw the statements. Mr. Rajendra, in real time also, and project goes to maintenance, then only passwords will be changed. Our common properties will be changed. The DevOps team will take care of this job. The DevOps team should take care of this job. Clear, boss? Okay, guys. Right, guys. Note, in real projects maintenance, the GitLab account data, common properties will be modified, will be modified, and giving request to giving post mode request to Spring Boot actuators. Refresh Spring Boot actuator will be taken care by DevOps. Sai, Spring Boot actuators are ready-made microservices. Yes, number one. Number two, they are linked with what? They are included in our microservice project. Say something, Rababu. So then why port number is not common for actuators and ours? Spring Boot actuators are ready-made microservices, nothing but ready-made REST controllers. And they are included in what? Our microservice project. I mean our REST controller project. So why port number is not same for actuators? Come on, guys. For entire for entire REST project, single port number, right, boss? For entire REST project, one single port number. In that one, 20 REST controllers are there. All of them will use same port number, na? But every REST controller will have its own global path, its own method path. Right now, boss? So, Spring Boot actuators are added means what? So many REST controllers are added to the same project where your REST controller is there. Cool, guys? They come up with their own global paths and local paths or not. I mean, say method paths. But port number, host name will remain same for entire project. That's the reason we are able to give request to refresh actuator by using our MS project port number, MS project host names. Convinced, my dear? Convinced, my dear? Actuator is the global path for all the actuators, boss. And refresh, thread dump, heap dump. Okay, all these are the method paths. All these are the different method paths we are having. Okay, let it be anyhow. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to spend more and more time on actuators. Don't worry about it. Thank you, boss. Nikhil Raz, in the list of the activities in the maintenance of the project, in the list of the activities as part of maintenance of the project, that will be there. Or they will put as part of automation. They will put as part of automation. Don't worry. Thank you.